Thank you, Dr. Roman. Appreciate the introduction. Well, I hope you all followed the 30% reduction in intake our medical doctor gave us just before lunch, because otherwise I have a hard time to keep you awake. So how many of you have a dog or a cat at home? Please show your hands. Well, that's about representative for the world population. Any guess how many dogs and cats are in the US? 80 million dogs and 70 million cats. So there's a lot to do for probiotics. All right, let's get started. I'm speaking here also on behalf of Petformance. Marco Andaloni, the president of the company, is here. He has just recently introduced a range of products containing probiotics. But before we go into the details of the products, a couple of explanations on the research and scientific evidence which was found the last 3 years, in particular since we talked about in the last Congress. So we all heard about the consortia technology and how important it is for the efficaciousness of probiotic products. The proprietary culturing process Matt talked about, the SCD technology, is really something unique and you will not find in any other probiotic product out in the market. The resilience, which is really important when you deal with pets, because if you imagine that the pets really depend on manufactured products, they do not have the luxury of homeowners usually to cook food for them on a regular basis or use raw food for that matter. So everything is industrial manufactured, cooked, sterilized. And this presents a challenge for many, many pet owners. So if we look at the probiotics as such, the beneficial organisms, you have to imagine the intestinal tract of a dog is very short. And for that reason, if you change the intake, the food, very often, you not only upset the dog's intestinal tract, but you cause all kinds of other problems as well. So it's very important to keep a very stable nourishment for the pet. So we heard about all this today, the competitive exclusion, the beneficial bacteria outcompete the bad bacteria. This is all very important when we talk about probiotics and pets. Now, the SCD essential product is the main source for all the probiotic products we have developed for pets. And we take advantage of the 11 or 12 beneficial bacteria, which the strains you see here written on this chart. And I'm not going through any of those in detail, since you heard it already in Mr. Wood's presentation today. But here is a couple of research documents I would like to reference. In particular, the acidophilus, which you can find in many of other probiotic products as well, have been researched most. And it has the indication that if you feed it on a regular basis, and most likely over the lifetime of the pet, if you can, you will see a significant improvement in the immune stimulants. So those are very interesting results, and it also gives us a very good hint on dermatitis issues, how to solve those with probiotics. And I will mention later on a topical spray as well, but this is by simply changing the diet, by adding probiotics to the diet, you create an environment where you see less and less dermatological problems in pets. The other research here cited is reduced enterococci and increased lactobacillus counts throughout the studies were Perfringens was significantly subdued. And this already happened after 8 hours incubation. Other studies like this one here, again, not really striking evidence for the pet owner as such, because it takes a time to realize all those benefits. But in a research environment, as you can imagine, you count the bacteria, you count the strains, and you make your conclusions based on those data and those findings. The improvement of the gastrointestinal health is the most important benefit, as we all know. And based on those benefits, we can see all the other benefits coming in. We have so many testimonials from pet owners which using products, probiotic products, compared to any other pet products out there. We have the highest loyalty amongst those pet owners using the products repeatedly. It goes so far that some owners say, if I cannot find the product, I have a problem. Here's another study on Lactobacillus casei. Again, it shows a slight different result, but it all points in the same direction. Intestinal inflammation, again, the gut health, the most important part. Good results found here. And the list goes on and on. So within the last 3 years, we have seen an explosion in results in scientific data. And if you Google it now, if you go on the internet and look it up on your own, you will find so much more good scientific evidence of the efficacy of probiotics. Now, in summary, we mentioned it, diarrhea. Who has not had the bad experience with a dog with diarrhea? Almost everybody, I would guess. It is a big, big issue, especially when you feed various products, dry, wet treats, or the dog finds something outside and all of a sudden they have diarrhea and nobody can explain it why. The upset stomach, the bloating, the flatulence issues, those are all problems pet owners experience. Now, one interesting aspect we learned today is the better nutrient absorption. You can see it when a dog has better nutrient absorption, shinier coat, less skin problems. The overall health improves because the minerals and vitamin intakes and the protein conversion and lipid conversion is so much better. Now, finally, if you feed your dog or your cat over a very long period of time, and I'm saying long period of time, 6 months to a year, you will definitely see an immune response. There's currently a study sponsored by one of the companies I'm working with, which looks exactly for this immune response, for the markers in the blood serum, to see what it does for the immune response level over time. Here is one of the products in the market. It was one of the first products out there. It is sold and distributed through SCD Probiotics. And the product is very simple to administer. You just give a teaspoonful, depending on the size of your pet. And if you do it on a regular basis, you yield the best benefits. Another very interesting application is breast spray with probiotics. We all know what causes it, the halitosis issue with the bacteria causing bad breath, with the simple mechanism of outcompeting bad bacteria This problem is usually solved after about 2 or 3 days when you spray your dog on a regular basis, once or twice a day. Coat care. I'm sure you have experienced when your dog was out in the rain or took a bath in the river, came back in, it started smelling very quickly. This is also caused by bad bacteria. We have done trials where we sprayed the coat of golden retrievers and Labradors, and within 3 days, those bad bacteria causing the bad odor were gone, basically out-competed, and there was no bad smell, no wet doggy smell odor noticeable. But there are also other reasons to use this product. Hot spots. Usually veterinarians treat them with steroids, all kinds of creams and lotions. The best results we have seen by spraying this product in the groin area where hot spots are, and again it clears up within a week. Odor stain remover. Dogs and cats have accidents in the house. It happens. Very good way to get rid of it. We heard in earlier presentations about the cleaner based on probiotic cultures. This is a similar product. It works perfect and deals with the odor problem as well. Now, litter box odor. Those who have a litter box at home know what I'm talking about. It is a problem because you constantly have to clean it, you constantly have to fight the odor. Again, we have done laboratory trials where we sprayed the litter box, and within 2 to 3 days the odor is significantly reduced. It's not completely eliminated, you still have to clean it, but it is a significant improvement. The positive side effect, of course, is always that you reduce the pathogens in the litter box, which can be a problem when you have toddlers or babies in your household. Wound care. Any scrapes, any wounds, no matter how they were inflicted. I used it several times on our dog, and whatever problem it was, it heals over very quickly. And we know it's just an infectious problem, usually associated with wounds which don't heal. And by spraying the probiotics on the wound, takes care of it. So SCD not only has products for human health, technical application, animal health, agriculture, environmental protection, etc. The whole technology as such yields a tremendous amount of applications. And we heard in the presentations about equine. I can see further down the road where we in the pet arena for birds, for example, which have salmonella issues, treating the water for birds, or where we look at ferrets. More and more ferrets are a popular pet in households and families. So there are a tremendous amount of applications down the road I can see. Here is a distribution chart. And here are the new products currently introduced in Italy. Marco has a complete range of products just shown at the Interzoo in Nuremberg at the big fair, which happens every other year. And here is one of the display he has, and Marco is distributing the products in pharmacies throughout Italy and a couple of other countries already in Europe. Here is a product which is distributed throughout the 30,000 veterinarian offices in the United States. All based on SCD technology, and this product here was one of the first ones introduced about 3 years ago. Here is a great branding, kissable. Again, the breast spray we talked about, but it also has the additional benefit of anti-blug and tartar control. Well, that concludes the presentation. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm happy to entertain them.